It is my honor to introduce yet another distinguished speaker. We have with us Mantas Adomėnas. He is the former Lithuanian Deputy Foreign Minister and Secretary General of the Community of Democracies. Please welcome him.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as a child, I grew up in a country whose name was erased from the maps. During the years of Soviet occupation, Lithuania, as well as her Baltic sisters, Latvia and Estonia, were suppressed from the political map of the world. And only a tiny group of countries, among them Taiwan, still printed maps with those countries' names on them. They did so even several decades into the Soviet occupation, when any lingering belief into these countries' rebirth as independent states was perceived as a mark of quixotic, almost dangerous idealism. Yet now, these countries are not only back on the world maps, but proud members of the UN NATO. And this is so, in no small measure, thanks to the quixotic idealism of those who continued unconditionally believing in the values of liberty, democracy, and the nation's inalienable right of self-determination. I've lived more than half of my life in a free country, and yet I know the pain of living in a condition of being denied the right to be yourself. Now it is Taiwan that is erased from many of the world's political maps. Its ranks of diplomatic allies is gradually dwindling. Many major countries and international organizations, like World Health Organization, the United Nations, and many others, dare not say its name aloud. 4 years ago, as a Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, I was behind my country's decision to allow Taiwan to open its representative office in Lithuania under its own name, Taiwanese Representative Office. So it doesn't have to hide behind the euphemistic name of Taipei. Afterwards, we were visited by immense pressure, outrageous reprisals, and sweeping sanctions from the People's Republic of China. And we faced them down, proving to the world that the mighty authoritarian Goliath of China can be resisted by a tiny but resolute and nimble country like Lithuania. Just as, more than 3 decades ago, we faced down the might and fury of another communist empire, being the first to declare our independence from the Soviet Union. Now, it is that very same, increasingly totalitarian China that constantly violates Taiwanese airspace, conducts aggressive encircling maneuvers, carries out ceaseless cyber and disinformation attacks, and damages underwater cables that link Taiwan to the world. It is building military capacity to conduct assault from the sea and from the air. China is engaged in building up its military might with a single goal in mind: to threaten, to blackmail into submission, and if that fails, to occupy Taiwan, thereby making the first step towards asserting itself as a global superpower. If we, the free world, allow China to proceed, watching helplessly from the sidelines as we watch the destruction of Hong Kong's rights and liberties, we will be handing Xi Jinping his Sudeten moment. And we know what global catastrophe that resulted in. We cannot let Taiwan be taken over for the same reason that we cannot let Ukraine lose. Not only, to paraphrase John Donne, no democracy is an island, and the global domain of liberty is diminished with every demise of freedom in any country. Much more is at stake. Any concession over Taiwan or Ukraine would immediately encourage authoritarian aggressors worldwide. It would show them that the free world has no gumption, no will to resist left. And I shudder to think what is going to be their next target. It can be any of us. It can be all of us, the free world itself, as tyrannical regimes, by undermining and subverting democracies worldwide, gather resolve to refashion the global order after their own image. The safety of the free world, the global future of liberty, human dignity and human rights is not only chipped away, it is imperiled with each victory for the forces of tyranny. We have had 20 years of that, 2 decades of continuous democratic decline and autocratic victories. It is enough. Democracy has to regain initiative. We have to become proactive in defending and asserting the right of democratic and free nations to exist, to be recognized, and to be protected by the international law and by united strength and resolve of the three countries' allied action: political, economic, diplomatic, and, if need be, military. Taiwan now is in the greatest need for our real solidarity and support. Not only it is a frontline democracy, democracy at the perilous frontier of giant aggressive neighbor, but it is also democracy at the cutting edge, at the frontier of the future, a place where democracy is being reimagined and reinvented anew for the 21st century reality. We have a duty to make case for Taiwan in front of our compatriots, in front of our governments and international organizations, in front of the world, because we are thereby making the case for the global future of democracy, human rights, and nations' right to self-determination. We have a duty to be courageous in Taiwan's defense because it is the defense of the very core of our shared values. And now it is my great honor to present to you a person who has been a paragon of that courage, who has done more than anyone else to put Taiwan on the map, both figuratively and literally, to place Taiwan at the cutting edge of democratic development, to reinvigorate its culture of freedom and respect for human rights, and who also, for many years, resolutely and skillfully navigated Taiwan in its hazardous journey towards the deepest aspiration of its people, true sovereignty and resumption of Taiwan's rightful place among the world's nations. I present to you the former President of Taiwan, Her Excellency Tsai Ing-wen.